story. There's a story attached to this.
I will.
You can guess what the 3-digit code would be.
What would the 3-digit code be?
What would the 3-digit code be,
guess.
man?
If it was 4 digits, that would
Three. Three numbers.
Come on.
Wow.
3 numbers.
Matt, what could it be?
What could it be? Mad Max. Yeah, there it is. Okay. That opens it right here.
I'm like, that doesn't work.
That opens it. So, but by the way, guys, this so you know, Caleb Maddox turned 21. You know, I put a lot of thought into his gifts every year, as Travis knows. So this one's from the soul, from the heart, but there's some stories attached to it, which you'll find out when you open. Are you all ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready for this?
Hey, come on, boy!
All right.
push the
buttons out.
Actually, I got the code wrong.
See, you got to make sure you guys get the codes right.
That's deep. I press the button.
Slide it out.
Pull out. This is your briefcase, by the way.
I got you.
You know, the CIA used to like this one.
That's real smart.
Okay. Hey.
All right.
No,
So
here,
grab
hold
this
it.
one first.
Here. There we go.
What's it say?
3001 would you rather questions.
Listen, this is Caleb. Listen, trust me. I saw that and I was like, is Caleb Maddox the author of this book? This is all he likes. It's a whole book of would you
I'm
rather.
actually fired up. It comes with this.
Yeah, it's 3,000 would you rather questions.
We're using this on road trips.
Oh, where is it? We'll have this thing done in a week, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I'm about to
It'll be fun. Yeah, of course, you know.
Every time. Every road. I don't want to kill 3,000 puppies.
Sick of it. That's the go-to. Would you rather kill 3,000 puppies or?
This is a moleskin, which Caleb Maddox has always been a journaler. He's always been, if anybody gets lucky enough to get Caleb Maddox's notes or journals, it's like the cheat codes and secrets of life, but also it's like so much truth. But also I got this specific one because the name Art is on the cover. We have a grandfather called Bart. If you ever have a lot of sons, name one of them Art, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't spell Earth without Art.
I was literally just about to say that.
That's my new thing. It's like art is spiritual. Get deeper into art.
That's the most mathematics thing ever. That is.
Go ahead.
A Christmas carol.
Yeah, this is something I got because it's like, I know how much you love Christmas, and it's like got so many cool pictures, but so many old Christmas stories, and I thought, you know what? This is something good you can read at night with some hot tea. It's just something you can keep forever because it looks so good, you know.
I'll put it next to my bed.
Yeah, there you go. And then this one on top right here.
That's cool. It's a Thompson Bible.
You said you wanted one, right?
It's a Thompson chain. King James Bible. Hey, tell him, Warren, tell him. And basically, there's two things I want you to notice. One is that there's a feather in here in Matthew chapter 25. Yes, Matthew chapter 25. Of all the scriptures in the Bible to master that one. So the feather's there, which means the presence of angels.
Mission 25.
You never know when you're in the presence of angels. But the other thing is, real quick, is it's short, but this is a very important note for you. And any of you that ever want to get a Bible, it's a cool book to get. Even if you're not religious. No, even if you're not religious, you should get it. Even if you're an atheist, get it. It says, son, this is the Bible. This is the Bible.
This is the Bible.
Truly a miracle book. Truly a miracle book that should be enjoyed. You will have so much fun. You will have so much fun discovering the cheat codes and secrets in this book. So much to learn and explore. This has always been your dad's favorite type of Bible. Read it daily as a practice and habit. I'm so proud of you. Love your dad. So it's like, look, man.
That's actually awesome. Thank you.
And it's a nice Bible, too. Here, Travis, pull that out. Hand it to him. This is a very special gift. A very special gift.
How do I open this one?
Front, just lift it up.
There's no,
There's a tab
there's
on
no
the front.
4-digit code.
What four
there
did
you
you
go.
code?
Whoa.
It's the manuscript of a book that I wrote.
The Caleb Maddox story.
Caleb Maddox story. Let me show you real quick because it's important. It's 13 chapters, which is Caleb Maddox's number. I'm going to read you the chapter titles and then tell you why I wrote this book. Because look in here, look. When you turn 16, I wrote you a book called Wisdom from Dad. And I want you to kind of keep these in your box. Of course, yeah. And mainly the manuscript, because this is sacred. Because I wouldn't put this out to the world unless you read it and approved it, because it's like, you'd be proud of me, zero controversy in here. Zero.
I asked to edit it before.
Exactly. I was like, I'm like that. It says, you'd be proud of me, Warren, but I wrote a book to my son. It's like David to Solomon, you know? It's like, hey, if I'm going to live a very, very, very long time, but if I died tonight, I'm at peace because these two books alone would give him everything he needs to know.
Gratitude.
But this is the Caleb Maddox story, which is the most unique and powerful story you'll ever hear. In the first chapter, written by the one and only Travis, called, listen to this, The Caleb Maddox I Know. Very powerful. And then the second chapter is called Causes of War, the Maddox bloodline, because you come from a bloodline of soldiers. And our grandfather grew up without a dad because his dad died from causes of war. And the whole world suffers when there's a father absent. And you see how beautiful this is, and you know any of the dads out here. So this is like the bloodline of like your grandfather Bart, who fought in 2 wars, and his dad, who could have been like you, a New Yorker, a young soldier, and he came home to a beautiful wife and a little boy, Bart, and he died. I can't imagine his last few breaths saying goodbye to his wife, his baby, and so like, you come from a bloodline of warriors and soldiers, and so that's a very important chapter because it's the story. And then, hey, ladies and gentlemen, chapter number 3, extremely important, is called Caleb Maddox, A King is Born, number 13. Very powerful story about that. Right, Travis?
Right.
And you guys will love this chapter. You will love this chapter. This is called Caleb Maddox, the character. Now, the reason why I wrote the Caleb Maddox story is because everybody talks about fatherlessness, but we have to have actual solutions. And the way to do that is to help give our children, look, Mickey Mouse isn't cutting it, y'all. I love you. Mickey Mouse is not going to help our children. Okay? The only answer is Caleb Maddox.
Mickey Mouse.
Phil, you need to get off Mickey, dude.
I'm off
Mickey.
Mickey. I'm off Mickey. I got off. How about the gears?
Listen, edit that out, Anthony.
Hey,
If I
you know you were
showed
editing all
y'all
this,
the
didn't you?
thousands of Facebook ad videos Ryan can tell you Caleb and I used to shoot of Caleb slapping my head in mid-speech. Anyways, this is called Caleb Maddox, the character, because
It takes him like 5 hits to get mad, too.
it does, because it took to wake up to like, my son's really beating the hell out of me. Where are you going? Oh, hey! Go, Ethan! Let's go, bro! How you doing, man? Good to see you. You came in the perfect time. Anyways, so this is the most powerful chapter about Caleb Maddox, the character, because I talk about what you were like as a boy. As a little boy and the character you were. And it gives, I also write this book, it's the Caleb Maddox story, but it's to other boys that, hey, if you want to become a Caleb Maddox, These are the secrets, and these are the cool. And there's so many cool things you guys will love about Caleb Maddox, the character. But then the next chapter, and I'm almost done, but this is the manuscript. You're gonna love this. It's called Caleb Maddox, the baseball player. It's extremely powerful because, dude, someone once said, if you learn baseball, you learn life, and you dominated the diamond. And dominated the diamond. Caleb Maddox, the author, and some extremely powerful stories about your book writing. But not only that, if you really study the chapter titles you gave these kids, it's like, whoa, I took a step back and I was like, you look down the line of the titles of your books and they're bullets. They're like, choo, 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 choo. That would straighten every kid up. It's like, the kids got like, no, I just came out of a factory of like, you know what I mean? That was what it did, you know, and so.
With the tracer round.
Yeah, what's that?
What is it?
With the tracer round.
Tracer pound.
Every 7 or
And
8
then-
shots, you got a red bullet coming out.
Hey, tell him, Elder, the veteran, man. He knows. Listen, Caleb Maddox, the speaker. One thing that I got to tell you is like, what's cool is the whole Caleb Maddox story is there was this like Caleb Maddox, the boy, the character, this curious Caleb, the confident Caleb, the fiery Caleb, the positive, won't take no for an answer, you know, coming to that I was a pastor of a church, and you know, this is when I knew. When you talking about when I saw greatness, listen, little 4-year-old Caleb Maddox come waddling in one Sunday morning with about 15 children. I'm trying to study for my sermon, and Caleb Maddox comes walking straight in the office. All these kids looks right up at me. He goes, "Where's the candy?" He looks right in my eyes, you know, as if he needed to communicate to me. Don't fail me now. Do not fail me. He goes, "You know the candy, Dad." And I saw it's over there, Caleb, and he grabs it and he starts handing it out to all the kids. He goes, "Yeah, anytime you want it, just come to my dad's office." He leaves. And I'm like, who's running the whole church? You know? But Caleb Maddox grew up and became a speaker. You know, he was a baseball player, and he captured the baseball world. He captured the world of New York Yankees people that were in the organization that would stop and just stare because they noticed the way he would play at shortstop, the way he would carry himself. He'd go up and shake the umpire's hand, look him in their eye. "What's your best advice for a baseball player?" "Thanks for coming, sir." You know, go to the other coaches. You know, "Hey, let me ask you a question. What's your best advice for me? What'd you notice?" And that hunger, that drive, when he get on the baseball field, it was like it affected the whole country. The energy was like it shaped because it was Caleb Maddox. It was a fire. But even as a speaker, it's chilling, and you'll see the stories of like, it's like, geez, hey, we got a business conference of 1,500 people. Arnold Schwarzenegger and Gary Vee are the keynote. Arnold Schwarzenegger gets sick and he can't come, and it's like there's a plethora of speakers in the world. Hey, who do we get? Let's get 14-year-old Caleb Maddox. And they got Caleb Maddox to replace Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he'd get on any stage and dominate it because you're just a powerful speaker. And you always have been on any stage. And you're going to love these stories. But then the next chapter is Caleb Maddox, the influencer. Because not only did I watch him as a baseball player, watch you as an author, watch you as a speaker, but then I watched you as an influencer. And I was like, well, he's better than all of them. You were better than all these influencers. You get around him, and I'm like, we own this. Because you were so real, you were so pure, and people wanted you. People wanted to hear you. They wanted you on their pockets. Grant Cardone, power players. He had Caleb Maddox.
Pushing power players.
Yeah, I mean, literally, nonstop. So then there's a whole story about, you being the influencer. And then the next one is, you guys will love, Caleb, you'll love, is, see, guys, it's the alpha gentleman. And I'll tell you why. No, because the world needs models of men. We've lost masculinity. We've lost manhood, and therefore we lose fatherhood. If you suck as a man, you'll suck as a father. And Caleb Maddox is the alpha gentleman, and it shows you the mix of what it's like as a man to be an alpha. Everybody say alpha. Alpha. But also a gentleman.
Also a gentleman.
And I write to Caleb what I've always practiced catching your kids doing right, and I've watched you do right because I never see you do wrong. I just keep seeing you do right, and I'm like, I caught it, saw it, wrote it, and this is why I'm like, other men should follow. This is what it means to be an alpha gentleman. This is how you'll get ladies.
Or the lane.
The lane. Thank you, Noah. Even better.
That's what he
Thank
meant.
you. That's what
That's what he's trying to say. That's what he's trying to say.
This is a very
I said
powerful,
or.
because then there's a transition though. There's a transition to where it's like, I missed a chapter. There's a very good chapter in here called, hold on, stay tight guys. Caleb Maddox, the businessman.
I knew we were missing something.
Yeah. But it's been beautiful to watch you as a businessman. It's been impressive. It's been fun. I've been in awe. It's like watching a magician. It's like watching Steph Curry play basketball or Kobe or. It's at
Not
that
LeBron.
level of like. It feels like you're watching realms. You feel like you're just watching. You're watching greatness before your own eyes, and it's neat what I caught you do right as a businessman, and you'll see it. And then of course, but you'll love this. As it winds up, it's called A Letter to the King by the one and only Noah Benoit.
Let's go.
And he writes you a letter of what would be his best, because at some point, gentlemen, Caleb Maddox, you go from being a boy to a man to a king. Lion King. You get it? Alright, you gotta become a lion and you gotta become the king, right? It's the Lion King. That's the secret. You're a lion and you're the king. And it's like, this is where I got extremely passionate about in this story, where I watched you evolve into the king. And this is a whole chapter from your father about what it means to be a king, the good and bad of kings, because this is the role you must assume. To where you're a boy, you became a man at 18, so to speak, in this society, but now you got to start looking at yourself as a king. King of nation, king of the world, like, hey, nobody else is gonna fix this, so I am. That's how you gotta view it. Kind of a humble cockiness, if you would. Amen. And then the final one is called Letter from Dad, Maddix. And it's just a real letter of like my top 10 pieces of advice. And one of them is like, be careful who drives you. You know what I mean? And y'all need to be careful. You know, when you're driving Caleb Maddox and Ryan.
Oh, I think you meant like
No, he means physically.
Oh.
Literally driving. Yeah, exactly.
I thought this was deep for me.
But no, so this is something that's going to keep forever, because this is the manuscript.
I was like really
this is
searching
yours.
for it. I was like, yeah.
Don't you guys think the cover's sick because it's a collage of Caleb's life?
yeah.
That's actually
super
so
cool.
And it's called The Alpha Gentleman. That's who you are. It's like, hey men, be like Caleb Maddox, and ladies will feel safe, and America will go back to normal. Am I right, guys? Give it up for my You'll have fun reading it. It's funny, it's fun. You'll cry, you'll laugh. But I also did slide in a lot of secrets in there. Too, you know what I mean? All right. But and also real quick, final thing I'll say is before I want Ryan to speak too, because Ryan's a huge part of Caleb Maddox's life. I thought of that so much I could write Ryan a book. But you know, seriously, Ryan, I could say so much about you. We need to throw a party for you, man.
I believe that.
He doesn't know it's next week.
And it's like this. It's like I'm proud of myself because I got through without crying. This is huge for me. Because anybody that knows me,
I think this is the first birthday I'm saying.
Come on, I said to myself, hey, man,
We're like 7 years.
you gotta go on place. Yeah. He's like, he's 21 now, dude. You gotta. It's like the day he wouldn't let me hold his hand walking him into school. He's like, and I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, Dad.
Yeah, this is second grade.
He's like, hey.
Ninth grade.
No, but like,
I'm an alpha gentleman. I got myself to school.
There's one thing that did choke me up going through all the preparation of this birthday party, Ryan, was thinking of you and thinking about like what an angel from God you've been to my son. And like through all of our tough times, you've stayed so steady and so steady. And you've been
Very steady.
but hey, let me tell you about Maddix and the dad, TJ and Joey and Travis and Noah can tell you, and even Warren. You think about your kids 24/7, 24/7. You pray for them. You wake up in the middle of the night. You know, if they're getting ready to go out to eat, you want to make sure. You don't want to say, "Hey, text me, you're safe." You don't want to keep saying that, but you think it. But then when you think as a dad, hey, my son is around the safest human in the world because Ryan's smart, Ryan knows people, Ryan's intuitive, Ryan will beat the shit out of somebody. And I'm not kidding you.
No, I'm not kidding.
And he did karate. Ryan has been deathly loyal. Slept in cars, lived without, sacrifice. It's been so fun. It's been so fun to watch their journey because it's been cool to see what they've built, what they've created, and how they've managed it through tough times with integrity and with just humility. The humility these two have, you don't understand. You don't understand the humility they live with and how much they truly are only driving 24/7 for y'all and those customers. Literally. Look at them. Their clothes are like.
Hey,
what are you saying? It's like, no, I'm not shitting. They share a car, you know, they barely, like, their place is barely decorated, you know what I mean? Because they don't care. They're just, I had to go on and decorate my scenario. I was like, I got to do Ryan's next, you know, like, that was I was like, don't touch my room. It's been a fun journey. It's been a fun journey to see what you guys have done and how you stayed persistent and how you've done it together as bros, how you've done it together as best friends, and you never stopped. And I watch you two and I'm like, you are literally the future. You could take over America tomorrow. Tomorrow. It could all, excuse the video, edit this, it could fuck it all up tomorrow. And if they called Caleb and Ryan and said, hey, we need you into your team, I'd be like, we're good. For a month, I'll be back and this whole thing will be set. You know what I mean? Because
Jamaica's his first choice.
because if
We take over America, you're like,
I'm
no.
going to Jamaica.
Take over America. We'd be in about the same spot, right?
So yeah, so Ryan, share your Caleb Maddox kind of,
man.
you know, how do you sum up?
I'll keep it. I'll keep it short. Of course. But of all the crazy things you do, I have to say the most crazy, well, the least impressive I would say is beating Phil in basketball. So that's it's rough. It's like Michael Jordan, LeBron James playing against third graders. So it really be like that. Second thing is probably just, I feel like most people in life, they're just like on their own journey, and it's like kind of their own motives of doing everything. And there's people who they love and they trust and they care about, but it's not like it's always kind of them for themselves. And I feel like I'm really grateful for it, and it's super rare to have when you have someone who is like, it genuinely is, there's no ulterior motives, there's someone you just trust like to the deepest depths of everything, which most people I feel like don't have, and it's something I'm super grateful that I have. And anyone here, I encourage you to try to find that, because there's no better feeling, there's no more relieving feeling, because like no matter what happens, no matter what goes good, what goes bad, whether times are really, really great or they're really, really shitty, having someone there who like you trust unconditionally and you're just there for you unconditionally, like that's the best feeling you can ever have. So.
That's right. Long-term vision.
There was a lot of people who got invited to this party, and I understand schedules and whatever, but I tweeted the other day, I said, to think there were human beings that once got invited to a Caleb Maddox birthday party and missed it, it's just beyond. But TJ is my best friend, like Ryan and Caleb. In the moment
I didn't see it.
they changed schedules. They drove 4 hours to catch a flight.
Let's go.
To be here. Joey, what about you, Caleb Maddox? You're a dad and you've been around. You know, this dude's been loyal and selling and crushing it. What do you feel, man?
I
What
love
are your
Joey
thoughts?
Western. Big
Joey.
Joey Western.
JW.
Straw Hat shirts. I love
Phil's
Yeah,
here, Joey.
so I haven't been here very long, but I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not going anywhere. But anyways, it's kind of funny because, you know, I haven't been around very long, but I think I was like 26 years old. Caleb was like, I don't know, 15 or something. I found one of his videos. I had just had a baby about a year prior to that. And I was going through a hard time trying to learn how to be a dad. And it was a tough time in my life trying to make things happen. And I saw Caleb's videos and it's wild. It like kind of made me feel like a bitch. It's like, damn, this 14-year-old kid or 15-year-old kid is like lighting me up every day. And it kind of turned things around for me for a while, and I ended up doing really well for a little while, and then it's kind of funny how it came full circle. I think this past January, I lost a business, and you know my wife's looking at me like, "What are you gonna do?" And so I'm trying to figure out.
He's out there.
Yeah, it's like Caleb's an angel that comes down like on Instagram and like posts something about a sales guy. I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna reach out to Caleb. Remember Caleb? Like I would tell her, like, remember Caleb's videos back in the day? And he's looking for sales guys. So, anyways, I reach out in January. Caleb he responds to me one time or something, and like he's obviously busy. So we lost connection. I reached out to him again in March, and I was like, "Hey man, you like dodging my messages?" Just kind of messing around. And then he reached back out, and we ended up jumping on the phone. And I was like, "Man, like I'm where I need to be." Like, we had a really good conversation.
Yeah.
And I just kind of, you know, felt at home in that moment. And you know, ever since then, it's been wild, man. You've changed my life, like in a massive way. And what's so crazy about it is that it's like all that has kind of like it is kind of it's gone into my children and Jet,
Yeah.
which is it's pretty special to be around someone that like Jet looks up to you in a massive way. It's cool, like he looks up to me, but I'm his dad. It's different to have someone in our life that he truly like that inspires him, that he you know looks up to in a massive way, and it's just cool to have you in our lives. And even though he doesn't get very much FaceTime with you, it's truly impacted our lives in a massive way. It's hard for me to speak about it, like I'm gonna cry.
I know, man. It's real, dude. It's pure.
But because it's, you know, my son goes through it, you know, we go through hard times, you know, and it's, I show him a video of you, and it's just cool, you know. He's always asking when we're on team meetings, he's like, "Oh, is Caleb on the meeting?" And you know, he's like looking around the corner. So, anyways, it's Mickey.
He's our Mickey.
He's the new Mickey.
So it's special, man, and I appreciate you.
Thank you.
And I love being here, and I feel like I'm at home. So.
Whoever didn't get to speak, we'll go at the end of the video. So now go right directly inside, get your drink, and sit.
Actually,
right
I'll
down.
just say something real
Yeah,
fast.
yeah. Caleb, yeah, you say.
Number one, it's Warren's birthday. Where's Warren at?
Warren!
He's in the bathroom.
Yeah, he'll be back.
Should we wait until Warren's back to
let's do it.
to cover? All right. But I do want to say this just really, really quickly. A few things. Number one, thank you so much, Dad. I really appreciate it. Number one, like just pulling everyone together, doing a surprise like this. I literally had no clue. I think my brain's still tripping out. The introvert in me is just like tripped out by everything. But seriously, I don't know a single other person on the planet whose dad wrote them a book for their 16th birthday, did it again for their 21st birthday. The thoughtfulness behind each and every single thing. Like every year you show me how much you love me, and it means a ton. And I know that not only am I going to read that book now, but also, I'm going to be 90 years old. I'm going to be around, hopefully a massive, like cabin with a ton of grandchildren, etc. And like reading them the book and saying like, my pops did this for me, and talking about you throughout the entire history of our family and passing it down from generation to generation.
No, that's making me cry right now. But my grandkids involved in shit.
But seriously, like I say that, but I can say that I quit. I have the best dad ever. And I also want to say this as well, because I realized I have a very unique thing where, number one, there's this many people that are in my life, but also at the same time, I'm also aware that my dad, he's the one that pulled everyone together, got the surprise, and like made it happen. And even just hearing each and every single person's story, there's a good chance I wouldn't hear most of this stuff, until the day I die if it wasn't for, something like this. Sure. And so one thing I want to echo is, although it's awesome to sit here and have people, it's like a reverse intervention. It's like 2 hours, everyone's just like saying really positive stuff. But also, I sincerely want to echo, I know that pretty much every single one of you, if the people who are around you consistently, including people on this team, if it was your birthday and someone pulled together something like this, we could go around for the exact same amount of time and how awesome you guys are. And so anyway, I just want to basically put out there, it makes you realize that all the little moments, it's never like the massive thing. It's this big team meeting we do and then everyone feels a certain way. It's always the super little things. It's like the little interactions, the little phone calls, the little Slack messages, the little, trips you take together, like all those things that add up. And it makes me realize, holy cow, like the weight behind each and every single thing that we do every single day is way more than we ever realize. And yeah, just something that I'm going to be more conscious of, and also being aware that if we got a bunch of people together around you, they would say the exact same thing. And also every single day, it's determining what people are going to be saying next year. And it just makes you realize, man, like your life isn't just normal life. It's not just something that, you're on a floating rock and go through the motions.
Right.
It's like you're on a floating rock in the middle of nowhere, and you have the chance to affect a lot of people around you in this unbelievable opportunity of life. So we might as well take it all in. But that said, appreciate you, Pops. And also, thank you, Noah, for letting us all come over to your house.
Text Matthew, Phil, they're like, I'm in. Travis is like, I can actually do this! Oh my God!
That's because normally he texts me the day before and says, you think you fly tomorrow at the party? But this one we could.
We plan.
We plan.
Travis is a planner.
I am a planner.
But yeah, thank you to everybody that flew in.
Oh, and Warren's out here.
Yes, sir.
So,
Warren, there he is.
Warren!
I just want to say this real fast. I've met a lot of people in my life. I mean this like wholeheartedly, every fiber of my being. I've met a lot of people, probably tens of thousands of genuine interactions with people just throughout all the years. And I don't know if I've ever met someone more positive in my entire life than you. And I mean that, like even the other day we were, in your tent, which is awesome. Yeah. And you were even sick. And dude, the amount of positivity you brought when you were sick was just like an incredible example to me, and something that I learned from a ton. So everyone, give it up for Warren. Let's take it up, Warren.
Happy birthday, Warren!
Let's just run.
Hey, let's start with for he's a jolly good fellow, then lead into happy birthday.
For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, that no one can deny. Oh, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, Warren.
This video.
As I just say, all the brothers and sisters in Christ, it's an admiration that you guys give me the willpower to keep growing like they said, you know. The devil thought he was going to have me down. I had pneumonia, right? But you know what? As long as the blood want to run through my veins and I can praise God, you know what? You guys are the ones that keeps me going, right? Because everybody needs somebody. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Amen. And with that, I love Christ. And I love my brothers and sisters in Christ.
Come straight in here, guys. Time to start the video. Come in here. Let's go. Come in here. We'll start the video.